Greetings humans. I'm going to start by apologising for background noise. The sun is out, it is delightful, so therefore various neighbours are doing various neighbourly things. We have people mowing lawns and cleaning cars and all sorts of other noisy things that people can do outside. So if you hear random noise, it's probably either a lawnmower or a car being washed or a motorbike being driven up and down, because we've had quite a lot of that so far today. However, as you can see from up there, we are looking through the Literary Yarns book, which, not gonna lie, at first glance made me realise how few classical books I've actually read. However, we're going to look through it anyway. I've looked through it, I haven't made anything from it, so I can't tell you much about the clarity of the patterns. However, I can tell you that it appears to be done in fully American US. US terms. So, if you're going to use it, make sure you're familiar with those. However, let's get started. I'd like to say I am aware that I still haven't inverted the camera. I tried, I ended up hitting myself in the face with the book when I tried to follow it, because I can't get used to using myself or seeing myself backwards. And I'm actually looking at myself as I record this. So, to try and avoid unnecessary accidents, I'm just letting you guys deal with slightly backwards words. On the good side, it does mean it's that bit harder for people to copy any patterns if they see patterns. So I'm going to start just by reading through the contents to say who we've got. We have Elizabeth Bennet from Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. We've got Dorothy, the Cowardly Lion, the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman from The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The White Rabbit from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Sherlock Holmes, no prizes for guessing what that's from. Ebenezer Scrooge from A Christmas Carol. Jay Gatsby and Daisy Buchanan from The Great Gatsby. Hester Prynne from The Scarlet Letter, a Romance. Quasimodo and Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Captain Ahab and Moby Dick from Moby Dick. Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. Napoleon from Animal Farm. Prince Hamlet from William Shakespeare's The Tragedy of Hamlet. Julius Caesar from William Shakespeare's The Tragedy of Julius Caesar. Frankenstein's Monster from Frankenstein. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Again, no prizes for guessing, it's from The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And Huckleberry Finn from Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It occurs to me a lot of these books, the main characters, or the book just named after the main character. So we start with a little introduction from the author, and then we've got how to do this, how to crochet, and then we get to our first pattern. I probably got to work out how to do this without... Actually, you've got no actual pattern there, there is a material list. So, we'll admit, Pride and Prejudice is the first book I haven't read in here. The Wizard of Oz I have read, and they are all absolutely adorable. I think that's what I like about this book, from what I've seen. It is all adorable. Like, I do like the mini style they're all in. Okay, this is quite a long pattern. The White Rabbit. Again, I have read Alice in Wonderland. I read it when I was in hospital. Again, sounds more dramatic than it is. I was in there when I was in year 10. And I read Alice in Wonderland while I was there because I got a free copy. Which was from, oh, what's it called? It's not Book Trust. I'll see if I can find the information about the charity and put it in the description, because actually they are a really good charity. They're putting books in places like hospitals. So if that's something you're interested in, hopefully I'll remember in the description to tell you about it. Sherlock Holmes, I haven't read, other than in a guided reading comprehension when I was in year 6, which was quite some time ago now. Ebenezer Scrooge, I have read that one. I did that for my GCSE. I do quite like him. Although, he kind of looks a bit angel-esque when he's all in white. I started The Great Gatsby. I didn't overly like The Great Gatsby, which is almost evil to say, or at least according to my English teacher. I just couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll try again at some point. In the comments, if you desperately think I should try the book again, let me know. This one, Hester Prynne, from Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter, a romance from 1850. That might be why I've not read it, but let me know if you've read it. Is this something you guys have heard of? Because I haven't. I like the look of her, but I've never heard of her. Quasimodo and Esmeralda. I haven't read the actual book, but again, other than in a guided reading comprehension. We had quite a few classic books in for comprehensions in Year 6. Moby Dick, again, haven't read, and this time including not in a guided reading comprehension, probably because they wouldn't be able to trust kids to be serious. But hey, I like The Giant Whale. This one I have read and I love dearly. And Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. She is so cute there. I do definitely need to make one of those, or potentially 2 of those so my mum can have one, and potentially 3 of those so that her colleague can also have one, because they all very much like Anne of Green Gables. That was probably one of my favourite books. Napoleon the Pig, Animal Farm, Prince Hamlet, and Skull, from good old Shakespeare. Going on to another Shakespeare, Julius Caesar, complete with fake knives or swords. Bit dramatic, but hey. Frankenstein's monster, who is kind of cute in that form. Creepy book, but very cute character. Jekyll and Hyde, who I like. I'm more familiar with the play version than the book version, because my drama group should be producing it at some point next year. It was supposed to happen, then lockdown happened, then it was supposed to happen, then sickness happened. So hopefully by next year we'll actually manage it, assuming we manage to avoid any more global pandemics. Probably shouldn't have said that. We had Jekyll and Hyde, and was that the final one? No, that was not. We have Huckleberry Finn, which I have not read. I may have started. I feel like I vaguely recognise... I mean, I do recognise the name, but I don't remember anything at all about it. However, having had a flick through the patterns, I like the pictures. They've got quite good... You know, there's picture diagrams throughout on how to do things. It appears to be well written. Like, to me, this is good. It's well set out. It looks fairly easy to follow. In fact, easier than some of the patterns I've used recently. So, I will say, personally, I think this is a good book. I like the look of it. I look forward to crafting from it. However, question for you guys at home. What characters would you add if you were going to go, you know what, I like it, but I'd like this? What characters would you add, or who would you add from? Like, I'd probably add Sarah Crewe from A Little Princess, because I've always really loved that book. I'm glancing up the shelf behind me to see if I can see any other books. But that would probably be my first go-to for someone to add. So, do you have any characters who you particularly feel should be in that book that isn't? Are there any where you go, I don't know that book at all, so how has it made it to the list? However, I'm going to stop waffling at you now. Enjoy the rest of your days, hydrate, and summer's coming, so let's enjoy it. Bye.